In a world where the lines between leadership and authority often blur, Simon Sinek's Leaders Eat Last emerges as a powerful manifesto for a new kind of leadership, one rooted in trust, empathy, and a genuine commitment to others. Imagine a workplace where individuals feel safe, valued, and inspired to give their best. Sinek invites us to envision a different reality, where leaders prioritize the well-being of their teams over personal ambition. Drawing on compelling stories from the animal kingdom and the complexities of human behavior, he illustrates how the most effective leaders create environments where collaboration thrives and innovation flourishes. By challenging conventional wisdom about power dynamics, Sinek reveals the biological and psychological underpinnings of leadership, how our brains are wired for connection and cooperation. As he delves into the concept of the circle of safety, he emphasizes the importance of fostering a culture where everyone feels secure. This not only enhances productivity, but also builds loyalty that transcends the workplace. In a time when disengagement and disillusionment are rampant, Leaders Eat Last serves as a beacon of hope, advocating for a leadership philosophy that truly serves its people. It's a call to action for leaders at every level to step back, reflect, and reconsider what it means to lead. Whether you're a seasoned executive or an aspiring manager, this book challenges you to rethink your approach and embrace the profound impact of leading with purpose and compassion. Introduction to Leaders Eat Last. Sinek delves into the biological underpinnings of human behavior, explaining how our evolutionary instincts shape our interactions in a corporate world, often defined by competition and individualism. He emphasizes that organizations rooted in trust and empathy not only experience higher morale, but also outperform their competitors. By examining the chemical reactions in our brains, like the release of oxytocin during acts of kindness, Sinek provides a scientific framework that reinforces his argument about the power of strong, compassionate leadership. Throughout the book, Sinek highlights several case studies, from successful companies like the Marine Corps to renowned business leaders who exemplify these principles. He challenges readers to reconsider what it means to lead, urging them to cultivate a culture of belonging and support. Ultimately, Leaders Eat Last serves as a clarion call for leaders at all levels to embrace the responsibility of nurturing their teams, fostering a sense of purpose, and ensuring that everyone in the organization feels like they matter. By doing so, Sinek posits, organizations can not only thrive, but also create a more humane and fulfilling workplace for everyone involved. Simon Sinek. Simon Sinek, a renowned author, motivational speaker, and organizational consultant, has carved a niche for himself in the realm of leadership and management philosophy. Born on October 9, 1973 in Wimbledon, London, Sinek's multicultural upbringing, spending his early years in the UK before moving to the United States, has significantly influenced his worldview. He graduated from Brandeis University with a degree in cultural anthropology, a field that helped him understand the intricate dynamics of human behavior and the importance of storytelling in shaping experiences and driving change. Sinek first gained widespread recognition with his TED Talk in 2009, How Great Leaders Inspire Action, which introduced the concept of the Golden Circle. This framework emphasizes the power of why over what and how, suggesting that successful leaders and organizations start by clearly articulating their purpose. This idea resonated deeply with audiences, leading to its viral success and establishing Sinek as a thought leader in leadership development. In his seminal book, Leaders Eat Last, published in 2014, Sinek expands on his previous work by delving into the critical role of trust and collaboration in effective leadership. Drawing upon compelling examples from various organizations, including the U.S., military and innovative companies like Southwest Airlines and Google, Sinek illustrates how the most successful leaders prioritize the well-being of their teams, creating an environment where individuals feel secure, valued, and motivated to contribute. His central thesis posits that true leadership is not about exerting authority or control. Rather, it is about fostering a culture of safety and belonging. Sinek's insights are backed by extensive research in neuroscience and biology, which he applies to explain the hormonal and chemical reactions that occur within teams. He highlights the significance of oxytocin, often referred to as the trust hormone, and how leaders can cultivate environments that promote its release. By prioritizing the needs of their people, leaders can build stronger, more resilient organizations that thrive on mutual respect and collaboration. What sets Sinek apart is his ability to communicate complex ideas with clarity and passion. His writing is not just an academic exploration, it's a heartfelt call to action for leaders across all sectors to adopt a more humane and empathetic approach. In Leaders Eat Last, he challenges the traditional notions of leadership that often prioritize profit over people, urging leaders to reconsider their strategies and embrace a model that values collective success. Through his engaging storytelling and profound observations, Simon Sinek inspires us to reflect on our own leadership styles and the impact we have on those around us. His work serves as a powerful reminder that when leaders put their people first, they not only create a thriving workplace, but also inspire a lasting legacy of trust and loyalty. As organizations continue to navigate the complexities of the modern world, Sinek's insights remain more relevant than ever, guiding leaders toward a future where collaboration and empathy take center stage. Overview of the book's purpose. Through a rich tapestry of real-world examples, scientific research, and engaging anecdotes, Sinek illustrates the profound impact of a leader's actions on the overall health of an organization. He introduces the concept of the circle of safety, a metaphor for the protective environment leaders must create to shield their teams from external threats and internal fears. This circle of safety not only encourages collaboration and trust, but also cultivates a sense of belonging, the cornerstone of a thriving workplace. Sinek delves into the biological and psychological aspects of human behavior, explaining how the release of chemicals such as oxytocin and cortisol influences our interactions. He emphasizes that when leaders prioritize the needs of their people, they unleash a powerful cycle of trust and loyalty, leading to higher morale, increased productivity, and ultimately, greater success for the organization as a whole. The book serves as both a wake-up call and a guide, inspiring leaders to rethink their approach and embrace a model of leadership that is rooted in empathy, generosity, and service. By encouraging leaders to eat last, Sinek not only redefines what it means to lead, but also offers a blueprint for creating a culture where everyone can flourish. In essence, Leaders Eat Last is a call to action for anyone in a position of influence to prioritize the collective well-being of their teams, fostering a legacy of lasting impact and positive change. The concept of leadership. A pivotal concept in Sinek's narrative is the idea of the circle of safety. This metaphorical circle represents the protective boundary that leaders create around their team, shielding them from external threats and internal politics. Within this circle, individuals can thrive, knowing that their leaders prioritize their welfare over mere profits or performance metrics. Sinek draws upon real-world examples, from military units to corporate giants, illustrating how organizations that prioritize their people tend to outperform their competition and create lasting loyalty among their workforce. Sinek also emphasizes the biological underpinnings of leadership, linking human behavior to our evolutionary past. He discusses how chemicals like oxytocin and cortisol play a crucial role in shaping our interactions and experiences within teams. When leaders make decisions that foster trust and camaraderie, they trigger the release of oxytocin, which strengthens bonds and enhances cooperation. Conversely, when fear and insecurity permeate an organization, cortisol levels rise, leading to stress and disengagement. Ultimately, Leaders Eat Last serves as a powerful reminder that effective leadership is about service, empathy, and sacrifice. By prioritizing the needs of their teams, Leaders can not only drive exceptional results, but also create a legacy of loyalty and trust that transcends the workplace. Sinek's insights challenge us to rethink what it truly means to lead, urging us to embrace the idea that when leaders put their people first, everyone wins. The importance of trust in leadership. Sinek emphasizes that trust is not merely a feel-good concept, but a fundamental building block of any successful organization. It's the invisible glue that binds teams together, enabling them to work collaboratively towards common goals. When employees trust their leaders, they are more likely to take risks, share innovative ideas, and contribute wholeheartedly to the organization's mission. This trust is cultivated through transparency, consistency, and a genuine commitment to the team's welfare. Moreover, Sinek illustrates how the absence of trust can lead to a toxic work environment. When leaders prioritize their own interests over those of their teams, it breeds suspicion and disengagement. Employees become hesitant to communicate openly, fearing repercussions for voicing their opinions. This vicious cycle not only stifles creativity, but also undermines the organization's overall effectiveness. Sinek draws on compelling examples from various organizations, showing how leaders who embody a servant leadership mindset, those who eat last, create spaces where trust can thrive. He highlights the importance of vulnerability in leadership and how it can humanize leaders, making them more relatable and approachable. By sharing their own challenges and failures, leaders can foster a deeper connection with their teams, reinforcing trust and loyalty. Ultimately, Sinek's message is clear. Trust is the cornerstone of effective leadership. When leaders genuinely care for their teams and prioritize their well-being, they not only enhance employee satisfaction, but also drive organizational success. As Sinek eloquently puts it, leadership is not about being in charge, it's about taking care of those in your charge. In a world where organizations face constant change and uncertainty, cultivating trust has never been more vital for leaders looking to inspire and empower their teams. The biological basis of leadership. Sinek emphasizes the role of certain chemicals in our brains, specifically oxytocin, serotonin, dopamine, and cortisol. These chemicals dictate our feelings of trust and safety. Oxytocin, often dubbed the bonding hormone, is released when we feel safe and connected to those around us. Leaders who prioritize the well-being of their team members create a culture of trust, leading to higher levels of oxytocin and, consequently, better collaboration and performance. Conversely, the presence of cortisol, a stress hormone, can lead to a toxic work environment, stifling creativity and engagement. Moreover, Sinek draws on the idea of the circle of safety, a metaphorical space where leaders protect their team from external threats and internal competition. This concept illustrates how effective leaders foster an inclusive atmosphere where individuals feel secure enough to express their ideas and take risks. When employees feel safe, they are more likely to innovate and contribute to the organization's success. Throughout the book, Sinek provides compelling real-world examples and anecdotes, from the military to successful businesses, reinforcing his message that leaders who prioritize the needs of their people, practice empathy, and cultivate a culture of trust can propel their organizations to remarkable heights. By understanding the biological imperatives that drive human behavior, leaders can create environments that not only enhance productivity, but also enrich the lives of their team members. In conclusion, Leaders Eat Last is not just a guide to effective leadership, it is a call to action for leaders to embrace their role as caregivers and protectors, ensuring that the people they lead feel valued and secure. By doing so, they can inspire loyalty, resilience, and ultimately success in a world that increasingly demands collaboration and trust. The circle of safety. Sinek argues that when employees feel safe, they are more likely to collaborate, innovate, and take risks without the fear of repercussions. This environment not only enhances individual morale, but also drives collective success. Within this circle, leaders prioritize the needs of their people, recognizing that when employees feel secure, they are more engaged and productive. Conversely, when the circle is breached, due to toxic leadership, job insecurity, or workplace politics, employees become defensive and self-serving, undermining the organization's potential. One compelling example Sinek shares is that of the Marine Corps, where leaders eat last during meals, symbolizing their commitment to the welfare of their troops. This selflessness fosters loyalty and camaraderie, illustrating how a leader's actions can cultivate a robust circle of safety. Sinek emphasizes that the most effective leaders are those who view their role as a protector, nurturing a culture where everyone feels valued and protected. Ultimately, the circle of safety is about creating an environment where trust flourishes, allowing organizations not just to survive, but to thrive. By prioritizing the well-being of their teams, leaders can inspire a lasting legacy of compassion, collaboration, and success. The role of empathy in leadership. Empathy in leadership means understanding and sharing the feelings of others, which creates a strong bond between leaders and their teams. Sinek illustrates this concept through various real-life examples, including the story of military leaders who put their soldiers' needs above their own. These leaders exemplify the idea that true leadership is about serving others, creating a sense of belonging, and ensuring that everyone has the opportunity to contribute meaningfully. When leaders practice empathy, they cultivate trust, which is the bedrock of any successful organization. Employees are more likely to speak up, share ideas, and take risks in an atmosphere where they feel heard and understood. Furthermore, Sinek highlights the biological aspects of empathy, linking it to the release of oxytocin, a hormone that fosters connection and trust among individuals. Leaders who demonstrate empathy not only inspire loyalty, but also enhance collaboration, innovation, and ultimately, the organization's bottom line. By creating a circle of safety, as Sinek puts it, leaders can protect their teams from external threats and internal anxieties, allowing creativity and productivity to flourish. In summary, Leaders Eat Last underscores the transformative role of empathy in leadership. It challenges traditional notions of authority and power, advocating for a more compassionate approach that places the needs of others at the forefront. Through empathy, leaders can build resilient, high-performing teams that are equipped to navigate challenges together, ensuring long-term success and fulfillment in the workplace. Building strong teams. One of the central themes of the book is the concept of the circle of safety. Sinek argues that leaders must create a protective environment that shields their team from external threats, allowing individuals to feel secure in their roles. This sense of safety not only enhances job satisfaction, but also encourages team members to take risks and innovate without fear of retribution. By placing the needs of their team above their own, leaders inspire loyalty and commitment, leading to stronger performance and resilience. Sinek further emphasizes the biological basis of leadership, linking it to our evolutionary instincts. He discusses the role of neurotransmitters such as oxytocin, which fosters feelings of trust and connection among team members. Leaders who cultivate a culture of inclusion and support can trigger these positive responses, enhancing teamwork and cooperation. Sinek's insights into the science of human behavior reveal that when individuals feel valued and appreciated, they are more likely to contribute fully to the team's success. Moreover, Sinek challenges the conventional notion of leadership that often prioritizes results over people. He asserts that true leadership is about serving others, and when leaders eat last, they demonstrate their commitment to their team. This selflessness not only builds trust, but also creates a ripple effect, encouraging others to adopt a similar mindset. By modeling this behavior, leaders set the tone for a collaborative culture where everyone feels empowered to contribute their best. In conclusion, Leaders Eat Last serves as a powerful reminder that the strength of a team lies in its relationships. Sinek's compelling narrative underscores the importance of empathy, trust, and a shared sense of purpose in building strong teams. Leaders who embrace these principles not only enhance their organization's performance, but also create a lasting legacy of positivity and cooperation. By investing in their people and fostering a culture of safety, leaders can transform their teams into cohesive units that are capable of achieving remarkable results. The impact of leadership on organizational culture. At the heart of Sinek's thesis is the concept of the circle of safety. He posits that effective leaders expand this circle, encompassing their team members and protecting them from external threats. By doing so, leaders cultivate a culture that encourages individuals to take risks and express their ideas without fear of retribution. Employees become more engaged and committed when they know their leaders have their backs, leading to higher levels of productivity and creativity. Sinek draws on various real-world examples, including the military and successful companies, to illustrate how leaders who eat last, those who are willing to sacrifice their own comfort for the sake of their teams, create a more resilient and cohesive organizational culture. He emphasizes that when leaders prioritize the needs of their employees over their own, they not only enhance morale, but also drive better performance. This selflessness lays the groundwork for a culture rooted in empathy and support, where individuals feel empowered to contribute to the collective success. Moreover, Sinek highlights the detrimental effects of toxic leadership on organizational culture. When leaders operate from a place of fear, competition, or self-interest, they inadvertently create a culture of anxiety and mistrust. Employees may feel they must constantly watch their backs, leading to low morale and high turnover. In contrast, leaders who embody trustworthiness and integrity inspire their teams to flourish, reinforcing the idea that leadership is not merely a position of authority, but a commitment to serving others. Ultimately, "Leaders Eat Last" serves as a compelling reminder that the impact of leadership extends far beyond individual performance metrics. By fostering a culture of safety and support, leaders can create thriving organizations where employees feel a sense of belonging and purpose. Sinek's insights challenge us to rethink our approach to leadership, urging us to prioritize the collective well-being of our teams, thereby cultivating an enduring culture of excellence and resilience. In a world that often prioritizes short-term gains, his message resonates loudly. True leadership is about lifting others up and creating a legacy that endures. The dangers of self-interest. Sinek illustrates his points through compelling anecdotes and scientific research, showing how our biology plays a crucial role in our behavior. The release of chemicals, such as cortisol, which is associated with stress, can be triggered in environments rife with self-interest. In contrast, leaders who foster a sense of safety and belonging release oxytocin, which promotes trust and cooperation. This biological underpinning highlights the importance of creating a culture where individuals feel secure and appreciated, as it directly impacts their performance and satisfaction. The dangers of self-interest extend beyond the workplace. They ripple through communities and society at large. Sinek emphasizes that when leaders fail to consider the collective good, they undermine not only their organizations, but the very fabric of their communities. He challenges us to reflect on our own motivations and the impact they have on those around us, urging us to prioritize empathy and altruism. By adopting the mindset of servant leadership, where leaders genuinely care for their teams, organizations can cultivate an environment that thrives on collaboration and mutual respect. This shift in perspective is not just beneficial for the individuals involved, it leads to greater overall success for the organization. Ultimately, Sinek's message serves as a powerful reminder that true leadership is about serving others, and when leaders eat last, they create a culture where everyone can flourish. The dangers of self-interest are clear. They hinder growth, foster division, and ultimately lead to failure. In contrast, a leader who prioritizes the well-being of their team sets the stage for remarkable achievements and lasting impact. Successful leaders. One striking example involves the U.S. Marine Corps, where leaders eat last during meals to demonstrate their commitment to their troops. This simple yet profound practice fosters trust and loyalty, creating a culture where individuals feel safe and valued. Sinek illustrates how this approach not only strengthens bonds among team members, but also enhances overall performance and resilience. Moreover, Sinek explores the story of companies like Costco and the transformative leadership of its co-founder, Jim Sinegal. Under Sinegal's guidance, Costco prioritized employee satisfaction and fair wages, which led to higher retention rates and superior customer service. This commitment to people over profits exemplifies the notion that when employees feel cared for, they are more likely to extend that care to customers, creating a powerful cycle of success. Sinek also delves into the tech industry, showcasing leaders like Satya Nadella at Microsoft, who shifted the company's culture towards empathy and collaboration. By fostering an inclusive environment and encouraging open communication, Nadella has revitalized Microsoft, demonstrating that when leaders prioritize the collective over the individual, innovation flourishes. Throughout Leaders Eat Last, Sinek emphasizes that successful leaders create a circle of safety around their teams, shielding them from external threats and fostering a sense of belonging. This concept not only enhances morale, but also drives engagement and productivity. Ultimately, Sinek's book serves as a clarion call for leaders to embrace a philosophy of service, reminding us that when leaders eat last, everyone benefits. In a world often driven by competition, Leaders Eat Last is a refreshing reminder that genuine leadership is rooted in empathy and the unwavering commitment to those we lead. The ripple effect of good leadership. The ripple effect begins with a culture of safety. When employees feel secure, they are more likely to take risks, innovate, and collaborate. This sense of safety is not merely a buzzword. It is rooted in our biology. Sinek draws on the concept of the circle of safety, which encompasses the inner workings of an organization, protecting its members from external threats. Within this circle, leaders must cultivate an atmosphere where vulnerability is encouraged, and failures are seen as opportunities for growth. Moreover, Sinek highlights the importance of empathy in leadership. Great leaders connect with their teams on a human level, understanding their struggles and aspirations. This connection fosters loyalty and commitment, which in turn translates into higher productivity and morale. The book emphasizes that good leadership is not about authority or power, it's about service and sacrifice. Ultimately, Leaders Eat Last serves as a powerful reminder that the actions of leaders have far-reaching consequences. By prioritizing the needs of their people, leaders not only strengthen their organizations, but also inspire a ripple effect of positive change that can extend beyond the workplace, impacting communities and society at large. In a world hungry for authentic leadership, Sinek's insights offer a pathway to creating environments where everyone can thrive. The connection between leadership and employee well-being. Sinek introduces the concept of the circle of safety, a protective environment where employees are shielded from external threats and internal competition. This circle is crucial for employee well-being, as it allows individuals to focus on their work without the fear of being undermined or isolated. The book illustrates how organizations with leaders who embrace this philosophy experience lower turnover rates, higher job satisfaction, and increased productivity. By nurturing a sense of belonging and purpose, these leaders empower their teams to thrive. Moreover, Sinek underscores the biological underpinnings of human behavior, highlighting the role of chemicals like oxytocin and cortisol in shaping our responses to leadership. Positive interactions with empathetic leaders boost oxytocin levels, fostering feelings of trust and loyalty. Conversely, environments laden with stress can trigger cortisol release, leading to disengagement and burnout. Sinek's insights remind us that effective leadership isn't just about achieving goals. It's about cultivating a workplace that prioritizes the emotional and mental well-being of every employee. Ultimately, "Leaders Eat Last" serves as a powerful reminder that when leaders put their people first, they don't just enhance productivity and morale, they create a legacy of trust that can transform entire organizations. By focusing on the well-being of employees, leaders can inspire loyalty, foster innovation, and build teams capable of overcoming any challenge. This connection between leadership and employee well-being is not just beneficial, it's essential for sustainable success in today's fast-paced world. The importance of vulnerability in leadership. By embracing vulnerability, leaders demonstrate authenticity and transparency, which cultivates trust. When leaders share their own challenges and uncertainties, they humanize their role, allowing team members to relate to them as individuals rather than just authority figures. This openness encourages a culture of empathy and collaboration, where employees feel comfortable taking risks, sharing innovative ideas, and admitting mistakes without fear of retribution. Sinek argues that this atmosphere of psychological safety is essential for fostering creativity and resilience, enabling organizations to adapt and thrive in an ever-changing landscape. Moreover, Sinek highlights the biological aspects of vulnerability in leadership. He refers to the powerful chemicals in our bodies, such as oxytocin, which promote bonding and trust. When leaders exhibit vulnerability, they trigger these chemicals in their teams, enhancing interpersonal relationships and reinforcing a sense of belonging. This biological response underscores the importance of nurturing connections in the workplace, ultimately leading to increased loyalty and commitment among employees. In summary, Leaders Eat Last challenges conventional notions of leadership by advocating for the power of vulnerability. Sinek's compelling insights reveal that when leaders prioritize the emotional and psychological needs of their teams, they create a solid foundation for success. By embracing vulnerability, leaders not only strengthen their relationships, but also pave the way for a more engaged, innovative, and resilient workforce. This paradigm shift in leadership can transform organizations, fostering environments where everyone thrives, ultimately leading to greater success for both individuals and the collective whole. How leaders create a sense of belonging. Sinek draws upon the concept of circle of safety, which he describes as the protective boundary that leaders create around their team. When leaders actively demonstrate care and concern for their team's welfare, they cultivate an environment where employees feel secure enough to express themselves, share ideas, and collaborate without fear of judgment or retribution. This sense of safety is crucial for nurturing innovation and creativity, as individuals are more likely to take risks when they know their leaders have their backs. Moreover, Sinek emphasizes that belonging is not just about physical presence, but emotional connection. Leaders who practice empathy and vulnerability, who listen actively and engage authentically with their teams, build deeper relationships that transcend mere transactional interactions. This emotional investment helps individuals see themselves as integral parts of a larger mission, reinforcing their commitment to the organization and each other. Furthermore, Sinek illustrates that when leaders adopt a mindset of service rather than authority, they inspire loyalty and resilience among their teams. Employees who feel they belong are not just more productive, they also become advocates for their organization, contributing to a positive workplace culture that attracts top talent. Thus, creating a sense of belonging is not merely a nice-to-have, it is a strategic imperative for any leader looking to drive sustainable success. In summary, Sinek's insights underscore that the most effective leaders are those who eat last, who put their team's needs first, and who cultivate a sense of belonging that empowers individuals to thrive. Through this lens, we see that leadership is not about wielding power, but rather about fostering connections that elevate everyone to their highest potential. The role of communication in leadership. Sinek introduces the concept of the circle of safety, emphasizing that leaders need to create a secure space for their teams. Within this circle, individuals are encouraged to express their thoughts and concerns without fear of retribution. Effective communication is the linchpin that holds this circle together, It allows leaders to listen actively to their teams, ensuring that every voice is heard and considered. This not only empowers employees, but also enables leaders to make informed decisions that reflect the collective wisdom of the group. Moreover, Sinek illustrates that communication is not merely about exchanging information, it is also about building relationships. Leaders who engage in meaningful conversations with their teams cultivate trust and loyalty. When employees feel heard, they are more likely to be engaged and committed to their work. Sinek emphasizes that this is particularly important in times of uncertainty or crisis, as transparent communication can alleviate fears and foster resilience within the team. Throughout the book, Sinek shares compelling anecdotes and case studies that demonstrate the profound impact of effective communication on organizational culture. He discusses how companies that prioritize communication and emotional intelligence outperform their competitors as they create a supportive atmosphere where innovation can thrive. In contrast, organizations that neglect communication often face disengagement and high turnover rates. In summary, Leaders Eat Last presents communication as an essential pillar of leadership. Sinek compellingly argues that leaders who communicate with empathy, transparency, and authenticity create a culture of trust that not only nurtures their teams, but also drives sustainable success. In a world where the demands of leadership are ever-evolving, Sinek's insights remind us that effective communication is not just a skill, it is a fundamental principle that every leader must embrace to inspire and empower those they lead. The influence of leadership on performance. Sinek illustrates this with compelling stories from various organizations, showcasing how leaders who put their teams first inspire loyalty and commitment. He contrasts this with toxic leadership styles that prioritize profits over people, leading to disengagement and high turnover rates. When employees feel threatened or undervalued, their performance diminishes, stifling innovation and growth. Moreover, Sinek delves into the biology of leadership, explaining how hormones like oxytocin and cortisol influence behavior in the workplace. When leaders promote a culture of care, oxytocin levels rise, encouraging cooperation and empathy among team members. In contrast, a lack of trust leads to increased cortisol levels, which can create a hostile work environment. Ultimately, Leaders Eat Last serves as a powerful reminder that leadership is not just about authority, but about nurturing a community. Sinek inspires us to reflect on our leadership styles and challenges us to create organizations where everyone feels safe, valued, and motivated to perform at their best. By prioritizing people over profits, leaders can drive remarkable performance and cultivate a thriving workplace where everyone can succeed together. Strategies for effective leadership. One of the key strategies for effective leadership highlighted in the book is the importance of empathy. Sinek argues that leaders must actively listen to their team members, understand their concerns, and demonstrate genuine care for their well-being. This emotional connection not only enhances morale, but also drives loyalty, as employees are more likely to go above and beyond for leaders who show they truly care. Another vital strategy is the emphasis on collaboration over competition. Sinek notes that organizations often fall into the trap of fostering a competitive atmosphere that undermines teamwork. Instead, he advocates for a culture where success is celebrated collectively, reinforcing the notion that when one person succeeds, the entire team benefits. This collaborative mindset not only boosts productivity, but also creates a sense of belonging among team members. Moreover, Sinek emphasizes the importance of transparency. Leaders who communicate openly about challenges and decisions build trust and credibility within their teams. This openness encourages feedback and innovation, as employees feel safe to share their ideas without fear of repercussions. In summary, Leaders Eat Last is a compelling exploration of how effective leadership is rooted in selflessness, empathy, and collaboration. By prioritizing the well-being of their team and fostering a culture of trust, leaders can create environments where individuals not only thrive but also contribute to a shared vision of success. This approach ultimately leads to sustainable growth and fulfillment for both leaders and their teams. The challenge of leadership in modern times. At the heart of Sinek's thesis is the idea that successful leadership creates an environment where individuals feel safe and valued. This circle of safety extends beyond the confines of corporate walls, encompassing all aspects of life that influence employee morale and productivity. When leaders put their team first, they create a culture that encourages innovation and resilience, where individuals are motivated to contribute their best without the fear of failure or judgment. Sinek illustrates this through poignant anecdotes and real-world examples, demonstrating how organizations that prioritize their people consistently outperform those that don't. Moreover, the book tackles the inherent challenges of modern leadership, such as the pressure to meet short-term goals and the relentless pursuit of profit. Sinek critiques the prevailing notion that leadership equates to authority or power, instead advocating for a model where leaders are seen as stewards of their organizations, guiding their teams towards a shared vision. He highlights the importance of emotional intelligence, suggesting that leaders who show vulnerability and authenticity are more likely to inspire trust and commitment among their followers. As we navigate the complexities of the contemporary workplace, Leaders Eat Last serves as a crucial reminder of the transformative power of compassionate leadership. Sinek encourages leaders to embrace their role as caretakers, recognizing that their actions shape the collective experience of their teams. By prioritizing the needs of their people, leaders can cultivate a thriving environment that not only enhances individual well-being, but also propels the organization towards long-term success. In a world where challenges are abundant and uncertainty looms large, Sinek's insights offer a blueprint for leadership that is both humane and effective, urging us to rethink what it truly means to lead. Learning from failed leadership examples. Consider the case of a well-known tech giant that experienced a rapid rise in success, but ultimately faced a public relations disaster due to a lack of ethical leadership. The CEO, focused solely on profit margins and market dominance, neglected the core values of transparency and employee welfare. This oversight led to a culture where employees felt undervalued and expendable. As morale plummeted, so did innovation, resulting in a series of product failures that tarnished the company's reputation. This scenario underscores Sinek's assertion that leadership is not about being at the top, but about nurturing a sense of belonging and safety within the organization. Sinek also examines the impact of leadership failures in the military, where the consequences can be dire. A leader who fails to prioritize their team's welfare can lead to catastrophic results on the battlefield. The military's core principle that leaders eat last, prioritizing the needs of their troops, illustrates how effective leadership is rooted in selflessness and dedication to others. When leaders embody these values, they foster trust and loyalty, transforming ordinary teams into extraordinary ones. Moreover, Sinek emphasizes the biological and psychological underpinnings of effective leadership. He highlights the role of chemicals like oxytocin and cortisol in shaping team dynamics. Leaders who create safe environments stimulate the release of oxytocin, promoting collaboration and loyalty. Conversely, leaders who instill fear and uncertainty trigger cortisol production, leading to stress and disengagement. By examining these biological responses, Sinek provides a compelling argument for why leaders must prioritize the well-being of their teams to ensure long-term success. Ultimately, Leaders Eat Last serves as a powerful reminder that leadership is a responsibility, not a privilege. By learning from failed examples, leaders can cultivate a culture of trust, resilience, and innovation. Sinek's insights challenge us to reevaluate our understanding of leadership and inspire us to create environments where everyone feels valued and empowered. In doing so, we not only enhance organizational effectiveness, but also contribute to a more humane and compassionate workplace. The power of servant leadership. Sinek emphasizes that leaders who adopt a servant mindset cultivate a culture of empathy and cooperation. He recounts stories from various organizations that have thrived under such leadership, showing that when leaders eat last, they foster loyalty and commitment among their team members. This, in turn, leads to higher productivity and innovation, as individuals feel empowered to take risks and express their ideas without fear of judgment. Moreover, Sinek contrasts the behaviors of self-serving leaders with those who put their teams first, pointing out that the former often lead to toxic environments marked by fear and competition. In contrast, servant leaders inspire a sense of community, where collaboration flourishes and everyone works toward a shared vision. By nurturing strong relationships and prioritizing collective success over individual accolades, servant leaders not only enhance team dynamics, but also drive sustainable success for their organizations. Ultimately, Leaders Eat Last serves as a powerful reminder that the most effective leaders are those who embrace vulnerability and service, creating a legacy not defined by their rank, but by their ability to uplift others. Sinek's insights encourage us to rethink our approach to leadership, urging us to ask ourselves, are we leading with our hearts and minds, or are we merely chasing titles? By embracing servant leadership, we can unlock the full potential of our teams and, in turn, achieve remarkable outcomes together. The importance of accountability. Sinek emphasizes that true leaders understand the weight of accountability in their roles. They recognize that their actions set the tone for the entire organization. When leaders hold themselves accountable, they model behavior that encourages team members to do the same. This reciprocal relationship creates a culture of responsibility, where individuals feel empowered to take ownership of their work, leading to increased engagement and motivation. Moreover, Sinek highlights the role of accountability in enhancing collaboration. In environments where accountability is prioritized, team members are more likely to communicate openly and support one another, knowing that they are all working toward a common goal. This sense of unity not only boosts morale, but also drives innovation, as individuals feel more inclined to share ideas and challenge the status quo without fear of retribution. However, Sinek warns against the pitfalls of a blame-oriented culture. When mistakes are met with punishment rather than understanding, employees may become defensive, leading to a breakdown in communication and collaboration. In contrast, a culture of accountability encourages learning from failures. Leaders who embrace this mindset create opportunities for growth, transforming setbacks into valuable lessons that propel the organization forward. Ultimately, Sinek posits that accountability is a cornerstone of effective leadership. It fosters a sense of belonging and purpose among team members, aligning individual aspirations with organizational objectives. When people feel accountable to one another, they are more likely to go above and beyond, contributing to a shared vision that transcends personal ambitions. In summary, Leaders Eat Last serves as a powerful reminder that accountability is not just a managerial tool, it is a vital element of leadership that shapes the culture of an organization. By fostering an environment of trust and mutual responsibility, leaders not only enhance performance but also create a legacy of integrity and respect that resonates throughout their teams. As Sinek eloquently illustrates, when leaders prioritize accountability, they empower their teams to thrive, ultimately achieving greater success together. The interplay between leadership and innovation. Sinek illustrates this interplay through compelling anecdotes and real-world examples, demonstrating how organizations that prioritize empathy and collaboration tend to outpace their competitors in innovation. He argues that when leaders eat last, they create a circle of safety that shields their teams from external pressures and internal hierarchies. This sense of belonging not only boosts morale, but also encourages employees to contribute their unique perspectives, leading to a fertile ground for innovation. Moreover, Sinek delves into the biological underpinnings of this dynamic, explaining how our brains are wired to respond positively in environments where trust is cultivated. He discusses the impact of hormones like oxytocin, which fosters social bonds, and cortisol, which can stifle creativity under stress. By championing a leadership style that embodies service and support, leaders can effectively harness these biological drivers to create an innovative culture. In summary, Leaders Eat Last offers profound insights into how the interplay between leadership and innovation is not just a theoretical concept, but a practical approach that can transform organizations. Sinek's compelling arguments remind us that when leaders prioritize their teams, innovation flourishes, leading to sustainable success and a thriving workplace culture. Inspiring others through leadership. Sinek draws on compelling examples from various sectors, including the military and corporate America, highlighting how successful leaders create a circle of safety around their teams. This protective bubble allows individuals to feel secure enough to take risks, voice their opinions, and innovate without the fear of retribution. When employees sense that their leaders genuinely care about their welfare, they are more inclined to contribute wholeheartedly to the organization's mission. This sense of belonging and security is crucial in driving engagement and productivity. Moreover, Sinek emphasizes the importance of biological and psychological factors in leadership dynamics. He discusses the roles of chemicals like oxytocin, serotonin, and cortisol, explaining how they influence human behavior in the workplace. Leaders who foster a supportive culture promote the release of oxytocin, the trust hormone, which strengthens relationships and enhances collaboration among team members. Conversely, a toxic environment can lead to heightened cortisol levels, triggering stress and disengagement. Through insightful anecdotes and research-backed evidence, Sinek encourages leaders to shift their perspective from authority to stewardship. By embracing a servant leadership approach, leaders can inspire their teams to not only achieve organizational goals, but also grow as individuals. This transformation of mindset fosters an atmosphere where everyone thrives, and the collective success of the group becomes a shared vision. Ultimately, Leaders Eat Last serves as a profound reminder that leadership is not about exerting power, but about empowering others. Sinek's passionate call to action resonates deeply, urging current and aspiring leaders to reflect on the impact of their actions and the legacy they wish to leave behind. By choosing to lead with empathy and a commitment to the well-being of their teams, leaders can inspire others to reach their fullest potential, creating a ripple effect that extends far beyond the confines of the workplace. This book is not just a guide for effective leadership. It is a manifesto for cultivating a culture of inspiration, trust, and lasting change. Future perspectives on leadership. Sinek argues that in order to cultivate a strong organizational culture, leaders must adopt a mindset of service. This means placing the needs of their team above their own, much like a parent nurturing a child. By doing so, leaders create a circle of safety where employees feel secure and valued. This approach not only enhances employee satisfaction, but also drives productivity and innovation. Throughout the book, Sinek challenges the prevailing mindset of short-term gains and individualism, urging leaders to embrace a long-term perspective that prioritizes the collective good. He emphasizes that the most successful organizations are those that invest in their people, fostering a sense of belonging and purpose. This in turn leads to a more engaged workforce that is willing to go above and beyond. In a future where the landscape of work continues to evolve, Sinek's insights serve as a vital reminder that effective leadership is not about being in charge, but about empowering others. As businesses face unprecedented challenges, the ability to cultivate trust and collaboration will become increasingly important. Leaders Eat Last offers a blueprint for a new era of leadership, one that prioritizes empathy, support, and the unwavering belief that when leaders take care of their people, everyone thrives. This paradigm shift not only transforms organizations, but also has the potential to reshape societies, fostering a culture of collaboration and shared success. The lasting impact of leaders who eat last. Sinek introduces the concept of the circle of safety, a protective boundary that leaders create to shield their team from external threats. This circle nurtures a sense of belonging and collective responsibility, allowing individuals to focus on their work without the fear of being undermined or attacked. By placing the needs of others before their own, leaders cultivate an atmosphere where everyone is inspired to contribute their best, knowing that their leader is invested in their success. Throughout the book, Sinek emphasizes the importance of biological drivers in human behavior. He discusses how chemicals like oxytocin and cortisol play pivotal roles in shaping our interactions and feelings of trust. Leaders who create a supportive environment can stimulate the release of oxytocin, fostering stronger connections among team members. In contrast, environments filled with fear and competition lead to heightened cortisol levels, which can stifle creativity and cooperation. Ultimately, Leaders Eat Last serves as a powerful reminder that effective leadership is about more than just achieving results. It's about building a legacy of resilience and empathy. Leaders who prioritize the well-being of their people not only enhance organizational performance, but also leave a lasting impact on the lives of individuals. By embodying the principles outlined in Sinek's work, leaders can inspire a generation to rethink what it means to lead, ensuring that the future of leadership is rooted in compassion, collaboration, and an unwavering commitment to the greater good. Embracing this philosophy can transform workplaces into thriving ecosystems where everyone has the opportunity to flourish.